Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
No.
Future is better for ignition. So way back.
We should get a green screen for the video and just put ourselves in a
In different places.
Just a cockpit or out in space, maybe.
We could be drifting in space. We just pretend like we can't breathe the whole time. Is that
That's
I mean, that kind of
boring
space.
boring podcast. The forced chokehold throughout the whole
Whew. Welcome to the launch number 16.
16.
We could drive. This podcast can
Yeah,
drive.
we can drive, I guess, can't we?
Damn, baby. And the last one.
Oh, yeah. Series finale?
I think it's going to be a series finale because we got stuff going. Not series, season. Well, in this iteration,
No,
one way or the other, it's changing, baby.
it's the last one. Most likely the last one in person for a while.
And now the Ryan is near. How you feeling? How you
Tired.
feeling, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah.
We have 8 or 9 days until we leave Montana.
What's the actual day?
June 3rd.
June 3rd. I have like 6.5 days of school left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
so-
it's getting hairy for us, too. I mean, I'm not moving. I'm not packing up my crap, but I have like a ton of concerts.
You do? You have one tonight.
Going tonight?
You excited?
No. No.
Why aren't you excited?
I'll get too excited, but I will. It's just been long. It's long. It's middle schoolers that I think would rather be running outside in general.
I mean, I'd be like that.
Me too.
I'm like that right now.
What's it? I'm like that right now. They're prepared, and the problem with this age group is there's the consistency, the distraction level.
Mm.
You know, it just depends. It's like a crapshoot. What's going to come out, and it's hard. It's hard on a fella. When I've worked this, when my partner, I've worked this hard to make it good, and then you still don't know if it's going to be good.
It'll be good.
Okay.
It'll be good.
I'm going to get myself there too. It just takes me a little while because you caught me beat up. It's been a long day.
Same here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same here.
Now tell me about your beating.
Oh, just moving stress,
Mm.
packing up the house. This weekend was crazy. We celebrated my grandpa's 90th birthday.
And where's he living?
He lives here.
Okay.
And
so that wasn't.
so family came and whatnot. And we hung out, but it was like a weekend long thing. On top of packing, finishing up projects, and the new thing that this week has brought, which is like kind of a bittersweet thing, is saying goodbyes to a lot of people, and like people want to go out doing drinks and food and stuff which is fantastic.
You can't do it.
But it's like we're running out of days. We're running out of time.
You thinking maybe I'm leaving with you. What you and the lady friend should do is maybe just pick a night and say, meet us at the bar. We want to say goodbye to everybody, but we can't fit everybody's.
We're gonna try to do something like that because it is getting a little like, oh, we want to see you on this night. Do you have time for dinner? I'm like, no.
Yeah,
Trying.
the us on your schedule isn't working anymore. I'm saying seriously tonight.
Yeah.
Pick a day and be like,
Yeah, it's I think this weekend I'm gonna go see my other grandparents, so it's coming down to like, the time is filling up.
it's down to contractual obligations and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like literal contractual.
See, and I feel, here I am, cock of the walk, knowing I get to see you next week. Not doing this, because what else? What are we doing next Tuesday?
Next week we're filming. We're finishing
the
music
video.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good one.
I'm really, really excited.
I know. Look, the stuff looked good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping I look okay. Although I don't need to
find
look.
out.
I don't need to. That's what I found about film. I don't need to look good. I write characters that get beat up regular. So I don't need to. How is it? I want to know.
It's really good. I like this Boba Fett mug that you gave me.
Well, I mean, that's
listeners-
a loner, buddy.
Listeners can't see, but I I have a Boba Fett mug with some coffee.
That's usually the one I give you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes have you ever had the Kylo? Never
I
the
have
Kylo.
not.
Always the Boba.
Oh, always the Boba.
I wonder if that's a psychological tell
Maybe.
about how I feel about you.
I mean, that's a high.
I think so. Because if I gave you Kylo, you'd be like, "Am I that moody? What are you saying?
Yeah. Am I a little emo today?
Well, a wishy-washy?
Yeah, I love Kylo though.
I did. Listen, I heard they look at us, we're going down Star Wars hole,
There we
but
go.
I'm going to say one thing, one Star Wars thing. I heard they recolored the last movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they went and they didn't announce it, but they have side by sides. They took a lot of the gray blue out and made it look way better.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen.
Like,
I just saw the
officially?
pictures. Yeah.
Officially?
Well, no,
Wait, so
no. It happened. It's on Disney Plus,
Oh,
but they haven't announced it.
okay.
I think they confirmed it when somebody was like, "This looks different."
I wonder who that person was.
I don't think it's that hard to tell. So they showed two pictures. They showed Rey with a lightsaber, looks way better, and they showed Han Solo. Spoiler alert: Han Solo's ghost or memory or whatever emo manifestation Kylo needed in that moment. He looked way better.
Really?
Side by side, looks really good. Looks way better.
Huh. So Lucasfilm did that. That's crazy. I want to see that now.
I knew you would. So now I've ruined more packing time.
Yeah, now I have to go watch.
Oh, you
Star
can just have
Wars.
it on. But you really have to watch to see the differences.
But I can't really just have Star Wars on in the background and not.
What movies can you have on in the background?
Not many. Not many. It's part of the, like, oh, this is great. I'll just end up standing. I'll have like a box in my hand. But I'll just stand in front of the TV for like 10 minutes.
Stare.
Watching at it.
Concert videos I can do.
Oh, yeah. I did that. When I was doing, when I was packing up some stuff yesterday, I put on a YouTube live concert thing, live stream. And that was great. Because you could walk away and look at it, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What concert?
So it's a band called The Devil Wears Prada.
Great.
Named after the book before the movie came out.
Yes.
They're kind of upset that it's still their name, but it is what it is. And they released a new EP last weekend. And if anybody's into like their really, really heavy music, it's fantastic.
How would you describe it? I said heavy.
It's okay. So here's the premise.
Because there's different heavies. There's emo heavy.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
There's the Cure heavy.
No.
And then there's German
heavy
metal heavy.
Yeah. Leaning more towards that. So the premise of this EP is it's called Z2 because about 10 or 11 years ago they made a zombie EP. Ooh. And this is a sequel to that. It's all about zombies. It sounds silly, but it's actually really good. Really heavy. So if you're big into like big chugging guitars and screaming and riffs and all that, it's fantastic.
I don't know that I'm the fan base for that. I do it. You know what? Here's the deal. So at school, my 8th graders, we do a history of rock section.
Oh, really?
We just finished up.
Okay.
And the way that it finishes is they get to choose their favorite songs. Now, because we've been truncated, they'll get one song.
Okay.
But this is how I learned about new music.
So like a current song or any song?
Anything they decide, as long as it can show me how it's evolved from popular music.
So what's a new song that you've heard? That you've
There was one about the Great War today.
The Great War.
Yeah, I think it was called the Great War.
Oh, really?
And it was along the lines of what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
But it was great lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
The music is good. You can acknowledge that's kind of the point I'm trying to get with these kids is you can appreciate something without buying it or liking it.
Yeah.
You can acknowledge it as good. Right?
Yeah.
So and that's my turn to do that. Is they're playing their stuff. They'd be like, "Get this crap off." And they actually get, it's the one time they get to take over the radio in my room.
Uh-huh.
And as long as it's school appropriate, or if they've at least, done the clean edit.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's an automatic F if they don't.
Oh, jeez.
Had to fail a kid today.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He thought bullshit was fine.
Oh.
It's
not.
It's PG, buddy. It's G.
It's fine for the podcast, but not
barely. I'll hear about it. Moms will call in. I was just quoting things. So yeah, but then so I hear these great songs. Sometimes I just decide that's what I'm listening to. Here's the new thing. It's rare that the kids teach, but that's how I keep up on music anyway.
Have we talked about this before on or off the air
Maybe.
about finding new art that at first you're like, nope, don't like that, and then it growing on you.
We've never talked about this, but 100% of my favorites.
Same here.
That's how it starts.
Same here. I hated Under Oath.
Really?
I hated it.
Don't tell the guy.
I know. Well, I mean, if he asks, if it ever comes up, I'd be proud to say I hated you guys to begin with, but like you won me over.
So how did you stick with it? That's my question.
So they released an album, I think it was 2006, and it was getting a lot of press. It was on MTV, and my brother and I would watch MTV every morning. Of
course.
Because it was like MTV2, and they played some of the more music that we liked, and actually still played music videos.
Yes.
And so every morning when we were getting ready for school, it'd be on in the background, and that song for like the last month of school, because it was like I think the album came out in June.
So they had videos.
Oh yeah,
They were on MTV a bunch.
they were huge in the scene, like in that kind of.
The only way I've known of this band is through you.
Yeah,
That's how out of it I am.
So they were really big. They were really big in their scene, and
That's hilarious.
they kept playing. I mean, these guys are Grammy nominated.
I'm not saying they're
Yeah,
not.
These guys are huge.
I'm saying this
Well,
is
they
how
were.
far out of it. My snapshot ended in like 2004. I'm serious. Like there's a total vacuum, and then it stops.
Okay.
Anyway, keep going. Grammy
So-
nominated.
Anyways, so yeah, like it kept playing, and my brother was really into it. My younger brother, and he, we were out in Spokane at a CD shop, and he picked it up, and I'm like, dude, no, it's gonna be terrible. And back then, we all had our own little portable CD players,
Sure.
and we were on a road trip out in Spokane, and so he was playing it, and I was playing whatever CD I got, and he's like, dude, you got to check this out. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I listened to it, and I'm like, yeah, like the guitars are cool or whatever. I like that, but I cannot stand the vocalist and all the screaming. And I went back to my music, and I think the next day at the pool, I was just listening to my music, and I grabbed the other CD because I kind of got bored.
I was gonna say you got a little bored with your stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this one's interesting in a weird way. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I kept listening to it, and I still didn't like it, but there was something about it. Like there was like the guitars were good, like the actual singing was really good. Still wasn't down for the screaming yet.
Right.
And then I want to say like a week later, a couple more times I was in the car that we were driving to,
You got it.
and it was just like it clicked, and I'm like, oh, I understand it, I get it.
This happened.
And I've been hooked, and it's happened with movies, it's happened with music, TV shows,
100%.
everything, you know.
The ones that bug me. The ones
Yeah,
that
the ones
stick
that
in
are
my
just
craw.
There's something about this like I don't understand, I don't get, and I need to like understand it and don't know why. And that's usually like, oh, okay. Yep.
It's like a metaphor for intolerance, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah.
Like when you work on yourself, it's like, I hate this guy. Why?
Mhm.
Because of me.
Yeah. Well,
Ultimately.
yeah, that's actually
Ultimately,
Mhm.
right?
And or just being because the album that I did buy in Spokane, I have not listened to that
What was
album since. It was a Christian album, like a band called
Ooh.
Cutlass.
Whoa,
Uh,
that's a tough road, man.
and I was really into that music at that point,
That's
and
good.
I got it, and I was like, oh, this is great. But God, like even like a week after, I'm like, oh, that's boring. I've heard that before. I hadn't heard this crazy metal band. And I
Interesting.
was like, okay, these guys, the lyrics and the music is way better and more interesting. And it was just, my brain wanted something new, I
Caught on
guess.
fire.
Yeah. So,
Poke the bear.
yeah,
That's great.
all my favorite stuff is like that.
My brother was involved with mine too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, forced listening. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And
What was yours?
it started like you too.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that people probably don't remember, the younger folk, I love it when I talk this way, but it's true. So there was just radio in
Mhm.
Great Falls until the point where MTV came to town.
Yeah.
And you got it on cable, and then it changed things. And even that was like, okay, that's still on the radio. There's still kind of newish stuff, but until the show 120 Minutes came on,
120 minutes.
120 minutes was
So it's
alternative.
Oh, okay.
It was alternative rock. So you could watch 2 hours of things I'd never heard before, and like, what is
Oh, yeah. I think we've talked about
that?
this.
Is not REO Speedwagon.
Yeah. You and I have talked about this off air, I think. Which
Yes.
is like that was your,
That was a discovery,
if not you, as someone else I was listening to.
right? So
That was the way.
then you got to go get there's something at first, and the thing is like the ones that bug the crap out of me, like U2, Sunday Bloody Sunday, and New Year's Day. I was like, what is that bull crap? And my brother's playing it in his room all the time. And then the live version came out, and I was like, there's something. And you just slowly go. But then you'd get the tape, and I had a paper out. So I had my little Walkman and a tape player, and you'd wear that out. And then you'd go read about who those influences were. And then suddenly you're listening to The Clash, who you've never heard of before. And that's how it worked. There was no Spotify. You had to research. It was like archaeology.
Yeah, at the risk of like falling down a nostalgia trap, I love that any band I want is on my Spotify or Apple Music.
Yep.
But there's a lost art, maybe not even art, a lost
Research.
culture in. Okay, you buy a CD, you spend $15, $20 on something that means something.
Yeah, and it's in your hand, too.
Your hands, and then it's in your CD player in your car, and it's not like you can just be like, oh, I hate this. Let me go to, I spent money on it. I'm going to like try to give it a listen to, or it's there, and it's not easy. Just like, oh, I'm going to skip this, and like I want to listen to this playlist or whatever. It was a lot more difficult, and I gave things a lot more of a chance back then. And then also you're talking about reading about things. Publications were. The magazines were.
They were excellent.
Even like not just in music, but like in film. It was.
Yes.
I remember, what was it? Empire magazine. I think it's still out there, but they used to have like, I used to always get those, along with like Entertainment Weekly or whatever. And you'd read about certain things, and you'd learn about this movie that was never, or this movie that's coming out, or an album that's coming down the line. I kind of miss that a lot.
Yes.
I miss
because
that.
you get hyped, or when previews didn't show the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like it could really just be,
So
on
this-
Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, the end.
Yeah.
That was your preview.
On that note, this episode is just bunny trailing.
Sure.
The new Edgar Wright movie
Saw it
trailer
last night in Soho.
just dropped. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I didn't
was
see
a
the
good-
trailer. I just saw a
No,
little
no,
bit.
watch the trailer. It's one of those. It's not going to tell you the plot.
Maybe I don't want to see nothing because I know I'm going to go.
Yeah,
It's impossible, though. It's impossible to not see stuff.
it's impossible, and this is a good one. It's a thriller. It's more of a horror film.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I'm going to play a song,
let's do it.
and then I'm going to ask you a question. I have a good question.
You do.
I think
Cool.
I do.
I need to ask you a question one of these days.
Eh,
Shake up the formula.
sure. So I'm going to play this song again. I'm going to play O again. And the reason I'm going to play it is because it's changed.
Oh,
Yeah, there's more to it now. So you're going to hear the old version,
okay.
my people. Do you think YouTube's going to hit us on this again? Hit us on me playing my music on a copyright?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's hilarious. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
All right, so here it is. O in this form
Oh,
for the last time.
Have you planned? Did it all go wrong? Are you still trying to find perfect chords to the song? Wish I was there. You wish it was me. Can we just admit we think about the way things could have been? You know it turns me inside out. You know I just wanna stay here. I would rather turn those channels than let bad thinking in. No. that sound? Can you bang that drum? Will you ever get over the parts and our song? Just lift the needle, drop it down once more, once more. I can tell you how it all ends. I can tell you what's in store.
There it is.
It's a good
Last time.
jam. I
Thanks,
really
buddy.
like that one.
I like that one too. But it's going to be different now. There's a little more stuff in there.
You gonna tell me what? On air? You gonna tell me what?
Well, Matt Johnson worked some guitar magic on there.
Shout
A
out
little
Matt
more.
Johnson.
Matt Johnson, number 15 out of 16. Episode 16. No, it's been great. We're going to finish this thing. I think we got about a week. I would say 1 or 2 more sessions.
And it's done.
Done.
The whole album.
Done.
Nice.
And you heard it here first. What's going to happen is what we talked about. I'm just going to have it available to people that are seeing me live
Mm-hmm.
or want to, send in their money to the magazine.
Uh-huh.
People in the newsletter, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might send it to them. I'm
Gotcha.
thinking I would. But, yeah, you got to come see me. It'll be released out there sometime.
Yeah.
But for right now, it's going to be singles,
I like that
the videos.
exclusive.
Yeah. I'm not a big enough artist that I'm going to make any kind of announcement and sell thousands of copies day one.
No.
I'm going to
No
get there.
offense.
Not yet. It's going to happen.
Hope you get there.
Going to Virginia City this weekend.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited.
Time
for
number
that.
1.
Yeah. First
Yeah.
one of the season.
First one, and then next weekend
Wow.
again, and then up at Big Fork.
Yeah,
And
you got a big retreat coming up.
Whipping around. I just picked up a gig with our buddy Sarah Justice at the Square.
Nice.
Friday playing there.
Okay.
So gig. Huh. Last week of school, then gig.
You gonna have a summer vacation this year, or are you just gonna?
Am I going to isn't me rocking the hearts and souls of those around me vacation enough?
True enough. Yeah.
No, I'm really pumped. There'll be time in there. What I say? I have 20 gigs. 20,
Oh wow.
21, 22 now. I
Right.
locked in the BMW convention. Pretty excited about that.
BMW convention.
It's going
What's
to be in
that?
Great Falls, Montana. All the BMWs are coming here.
I didn't even know that was
I
a thing.
know it's happening.
Congrats.
They landed a big fish. The Great Falls
Are
did.
they gonna give you a BMW?
Yes. Well, or 1/50th of a payment of a. But I'm still pretty happy
Did
about
you get
that.
a little keychain?
Get a little something to go, something for my effort. Maybe a little pat on the back.
They should negotiate on your contract for next year.
A little push out the door. I don't think the thing is this thing travels. It moves.
Oh.
So I'm playing a gig of just me playing music for a couple hours, and then I'm singing at their closing ceremonies the national anthem and the Canadian national anthem.
Ooh.
Yeah, I might want to learn.
Do you know? Yeah, I was like, do you know
I know
that
the
one?
first line of the Canadian national anthem. I know how it goes.
Is it, I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
That's
Canada,
Canada. Yeah.
my home and native land, and then
Yeah.
I'm screwed. For now, I'll learn it.
When is that?
June 0.
Oh man, June is
Dude,
insane
I'm
for
not
you.
kidding around in June. Plus, I've got this music video to get out, and we're going to launch this thing officially. So this is part of my question,
Okay.
and we're clearly at a some form of an end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that podcast. It's not over.
No, not even close.
Season 1 of the launch, though, I would say, is in this iteration is over.
It is.
So, I got some technology to learn. It's not going to be for a while because you're out of here.
I got to teach you. It's actually not going to be that hard.
You say that, but I'm quite old and quite stupid.
It's not that hard.
I mean that with love to myself, by
Yeah.
the way. I've just seen how it works. Yeah, I got to learn the camera,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got to figure out how to. But here's the deal: I don't even want you worrying about that.
I've already got it figured out.
You got to figure it out, but are you going to have time? So I'm going to give you a little bit. That's why a hiatus. There's options for me.
Mm-hmm.
There's figure out the technology when Ryan's sane again, right?
Yeah.
Which will be a little bit,
Maybe a couple weeks.
right? There's bringing some guest folk because Matt Johnson should probably be in your seat at some time.
Yeah, you should.
We talk about him all the time, or bring in Allie, or bring in anybody of the number of people that we've worked with,
Mm-hmm.
and we could even, record your voice talking about some stuff here and there and put you on. But until we know that you can do it, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to end. We're going to figure
Changing things up a little bit.
And I think we both could use 2 weeks of a break.
Yeah.
Because in that 2 weeks, I could figure out how to get
Well, you're going to be busy.
the first 5 episodes online. I think that's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And buy us some time that way. We'll see. We'll figure it out. It's not hard. But here's my question.
Go for it.
16 episodes.
Gotcha.
Called The Launch.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your trip, man. Tell me about the journey
Of the
of
podcast?
this thing.
Mm.
Where you were,
Okay.
where you are now.
Okay.
Because I think it's measurable.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
For me too.
Yeah.
I'm not putting this on you. Ooh, somebody's calling. Who is it? Come on.
Nobody.
Nobody, baby.
No clients.
Nobody. Why do you ask? Okay, so where you were,
Mm-hmm.
the growth, the hard stuff, or the easy stuff, and where we are now.
16 weeks in.
Well, longer, because we took a
longer
couple.
times, but well, it's
We
been
started in the new year. We started like in January, didn't we?
January, February. I don't remember.
It's now May. I mean,
Yeah.
evergreen. It's now timeless green pasture.
I mean, there's still snow on the ground.
Yes, in the mountains.
Oh yeah, I mean there was snow last weekend.
That's true.
I remember we've talked about this before
Sure.
of day of jitters of things and people canceling day of because it's like, oh, what am I doing? Like, I'm nervous. But we've had people cancel on us, get in front of cameras and stuff like that.
A little bit.
The day of the first recording of the podcast, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I was nervous.
What was in your head? Like, tell me the why nots. What were the sad things saying to you in your brain?
I hate hearing myself talk. Hate it. So like if I'm directing and you can hear me saying action or giving off direction off camera, but when I'm editing, I can hear my voice. I'll just quickly scrub to wherever I'm done because I hate hearing myself.
Still now?
Sometimes when I say frustrating,
That's just our T-shirt. You don't get upset about that.
I know. Now I'm excited about
Frustrated
I'm
is
not
going to
upset
be
about
our.
that. I listen to it every now when I'm like editing the video parts. I'm like, that sounds good, but that sounds weird. I was also we didn't talk a lot about like you usually keep the questions to yourselves. Not like that I'm not allowed to know. It's just kind of how
It's just easier.
we structured that.
Yeah.
And so when I'm walking in, I'm like, what am I going to say? What are we going to talk about? So it's a little nerve wracking.
Right.
The first one was, maybe the first couple was a little nerve wracking for that.
I didn't want you to overthink.
I
didn't want
like a response.
I didn't want you to have the burden of overthinking on you. By design, I didn't tell you much. By design, I didn't give you a chance to worry about it.
I'm still worried about it, but that's actually a good point because I was a guest on a podcast a couple years ago, and it wasn't like a live guest though. They sent me a question, and I had to recorded my answer and send it in.
Sure.
I think I did, like, I'm not even joking, like 42 takes.
Oh,
because I was like, I couldn't, because I didn't want it to sound like I was reading off a piece of paper. I wanted it to sound natural, but I couldn't do it right. And so I did, and it was bad. I was
How many times did you say in theory?
I didn't say in theory.
Okay, good.
I was talking about Jurassic Park. So.
Were you worried about, like, what were the reasons you would have a new take? Worried about how you sounded or what you were saying?
All of the above.
Okay.
Because I'd get on a roll. Like even right now, I'm trying to like think about the words I want to say.
That's okay.
And I'd go, on this podcast is great because we don't edit. It's just us having conversations, us hanging out.
Right.
On that podcast, I felt like I had to be a bit more
professional,
yet not rigid, where I'm like reading off a piece of paper kind of thing.
Right.
And trying to find that balance was nearly impossible for me to do. So
needed some direction.
I just needed to chill.
Should have called me.
I just needed to chill. Like it was no big deal.
No.
And so with this one, it's great because I don't know what we're talking about. We just hang out, and you and I get along great. Anyways, our conversations
used to. Now you're leaving me. Keep going.
This is the end.
We used to.
I don't know. I look forward to the podcast every week.
Right.
Because it's like, okay, I don't even know what we're going to talk about. And
right. Sometimes I don't either, by the way.
That's great.
Right.
It was fantastic.
Well, and I because I also don't want to sound like I'm the guy that just came up with the smart answers so that you could be struggling and sitting over there and I'm just locked and loaded over here, ready for my erudite response. No, I didn't want to do that to you. I think my fear was, this is another thing to add.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a smart thing to add. We both knew it was a smart thing for us to add. Like in the world of content, that dumb word, in the world, but it's not like we need more regular assignments in our life.
No.
Right?
No.
So my thought was, okay, I have a lot of technology to learn early. How easy can we make it? I know I'm going to hang out with you regularly anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have it scheduled. It's nice to be able to talk about stuff we talk about anyway.
Yeah.
But knowing it was going to have to be a real habit, it was going to have to be, we put this out every week. This is just what happens. Kind of like Wednesdays at 7:30, people get a newsletter from me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, and those are two things that I didn't have going, that I knew that it's going to take X amount of work. Obviously I need to build my machine anyway. That letting people know what I'm doing, talking about the things that we'd love to do. All of that was necessary work, but it's still work.
Yeah.
We gave ourselves jobs.
Yeah.
That was my big concern. So
it still is a concern of mine.
Yeah.
Moving into the next chapter of my life, it's like, okay, I still have to carve out 2 or 3 hours for taping and now some extra editing with us being separate.
Right.
But I really find, even if we didn't have any listeners,
right?
If we had 2 listeners, if it was just Nadine and
my mom,
your mom, I'd still want to
shout out to Nadine and my
still
mom.
Hang out and talk anyways.
Yeah.
So
right.
And we've been getting a lot of good feedback, and I appreciate everybody who's listened so far.
And I think when we launch it, it's going to be really cool.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then why don't we keep on doing it?
Well, and at the basement level, I also want you to be free. Do you know what I mean? I want you to know that this is still going to happen.
Yeah.
In one way or the other, this is going to happen. And I know you're coming back.
Yeah.
So that if we find that it's difficult to do the technology or the whatever, we've bought ourselves a good amount of time.
Yeah.
But I can do guest guest appearances. I can have different people on. And then when you show up, we could do 4 of these in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we're going for an hour at a time.
Yeah.
It's always something that we can do.
We'll have a lot to catch up on.
We will, and then we'll have to, be really good about editing the things that we want to say over the microphone. The things that we don't want to
Should we just have like a 5-hour like Zoom conversation, then just cherry pick the best parts?
No, that would take editing,
that'd
and
be
we
terrible.
hate editing.
Terrible. No,
Yeah.
I'm excited for the next bit of the podcast because
There's a real launch happening.
yeah, on both of our
Yeah,
ends, you've got the album coming out,
and a bunch of touring.
bunch of touring. You've been writing like a madman.
I have, and we still have these things that we're going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Office Hours.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sell that TV show, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you feel it?
Yeah.
It's going to be problematic.
No.
We'll cross that bridge.
Yeah. We'll let future Ryan and Joel worry about that.
Should we send a little message to future Ryan and Joel?
What do you want to say to them?
Sorry. Sorry for making you have to do a lot of stuff.
Those bastards.
Yeah, there's going to be decisions down the road. It's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm liking it when we don't have to be like, I can't do that project. I'm too
I
busy
am
with it.
finding that.
We're doing it already.
Yeah. That is another question. That's another topic we could talk about.
2 years ago, we didn't have that problem.
Uh-uh.
We were like, let's get this done. And then let's get this done.
And,
Now-
and hope and pray that something else comes down the line.
Yeah, you don't have that problem anymore.
I don't.
It's pretty exciting.
And that's not me bragging. It's just, it's
It's the natural progression of hard work.
yeah.
I've
and
watched you do it. It's exciting.
It is exciting, and it's I don't know. It's I don't even know how to explain it right now. I'm out of words.
Let's
My
wrap
brain-
it up.
My brain's dead.
Don't worry about it. What I want to say to you is good luck.
Thank you.
I will see you next week.
Yes, you will.
I will see you down the road.
Yep.
I love you.
I love you, man.
And this is going to be part of the great adventure. This is the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Let's hit the song and let people out of here.
Do you have a cliffhanger? What's the season 1 cliffhanger?
Will Ryan pay his bills?
Yeah, that's a really good one. I'm waiting to figure that out soon.
I'm a horrible person. Thanks for listening, everybody.